u/__yellow/__asked why did you break up with your ex? Welcome to AutoGenLabs. Daily Reddit content. By robots. For the internet, I found out she was talking to a guy listed as a woman in her contacts. Then when I took her back I had to go to the and let her know. She instead went out to dinner with her friends. I sat there for 3 hours freaked out all alone. I realized I can't be with a person that won't be by my side when I seriously needed it. We woke up one cold Sunday morning in February and she told me she didn't love me anymore and wanted me to leave. We started dating in high school and were in our 13th year of marriage in a 21-year relationship. I did not see it coming. I left. She abandoned our 2 sons to me and started a whole new life with some guy from the US she met while playing Age of Empires. I was devastated for a long while. Eventually I healed and remarried. I thought I was in love in my first marriage, but I now know real love with my second wife. If I had to suffer all that again just to be with my wife, I would do it in a heartbeat. We were long distance. She got beat one night at a party and began regularly cheating to cope. Tried to help her get therapy and she didn't want it. Would often call me beat and tell me how I'm less attractive than the guys she was beat. Told me I would be a terrible person if I dumped a beat victim. Became too much for me to deal with mentally. We wanted different things in life. You can meet the most amazing person, have the best everything, but if you want different things. She threatened to beat my dog after slapping me because I confronted her about her cheating. He told me that cheating runs in his family and that he wouldn't be surprised if he cheated on me. Also tried guilt-tripping me into staying with him because I'm the only thing keeping him alive. We've been broken up for a year now and he's still very much alive. I have supported him through years of drug abuse. I then ended up in a bad place and became an alcoholic. When he found out, he said, "I don't want to be with an alcoholic." That just showed me who he truly is. Gladly, I am sober today. I wanted to start a business and told her I would be spending less time with her as a result. She didn't agree and told me it's her or my business. In my 2nd year of biz, now going on 3rd. Because suddenly 5 years into what I thought was a normal happy relationship, I stumbled across pictures of her beat her coworker in our bed while I was out working. That's a tough one. We just weren't a good fit for each other anymore. It's like the universe was telling us it was time to move on. I don't feel like I gave her the attention she deserved. I failed my part as her partner. I wanted a girlfriend, while not being a boyfriend. As a result we had poor communication. She was my first girlfriend. I made my mistakes, and I paid for them. Found out she was beat another dude after we went to marriage counseling. Like right after the meeting. Yeah, I was trying to mend things, but there's no coming back from that. Her milkshake brought all the boys to the yard, because he beat my best friend. It turned out that the wife I thought I wanted at 21 wasn't the wife I wanted at 31. He wouldn't let me wear pink, red lipstick, or listen to Beyoncé. If I did, he would throw a fit and refuse to go out in public with me. When I finally went on a trip without him, I felt like I was finally myself again. That was the nail in the coffin. Because she was a beat mental case, I found all her birth control pills that she took behind the bed. She kept expressing interest in trying the hard drugs constantly offered to her at her workplace. And I said that she was already drinking and smoking a lot. And that seemed like the opposite direction to be going. That turned into an, "Oh, so you wouldn't love me if," kind of argument. And I put my foot down. About a year later, her name comes up in a random conversation I overhear. "Oh, that's that little cokehead girl from," and the bar she still worked at. That was a proper beat cry that night. It became way too one-sided. Because she had absolute zero respect for everybody including me. He said, "Don't waste your 20s on me." He became a bad alcoholic. Sad, because he was a great guy. But unhappy I guess. His father was kind of beat and he was in this crossroad of his life. Didn't know what to do, except be with me, so he started drinking. One night he totally snapped and beat the beat out of me. His blackout was bad, and he thought somebody else had hurt me. I never forget how scared he was when I told him it was him. He moved out a couple of days later. I believe he's a family man now, and back on track. I'm glad for that, but good riddance. Fentanyl addiction. She kept making bad choices. Totaled the car I bought for her. Fought with me every other day over perceived slights and trivial crises. Still love her deep down. But nope. To help someone who refuses to help themselves is like moving a mountain. About 6 months into living together she stopped brushing her teeth or washing regularly. By about a year and she'd stopped completely and refused to entertain the idea. He used dating apps during our whole relationship. When I confronted he lied miserably, even with screenshots as proof. Lack of intimacy, breadcrumb affection and lots of rejection. Never apologized, never spoke about our future or goals. Hardly expressed romantic feelings verbally. Honestly, he was probably on the spectrum and may have had some fearful avoidant tendencies. I tried to be understanding and patient but got gaslight when I tried to talk about it. Ultimately we grew apart. She threw a toaster at my head. We had a huge fight one night, so I went to the pub with a friend to blow off some steam. Came home a few hours later, admittedly quite beat. She lost her marbles at me. Because how dare I choose to go drinking instead of resolving the argument. After she told me to leave, threw the toaster at me, hit me in the head and wouldn't let me back in the house. Cops got called, and they suggested I stop harassing her, and that the cut on my head, 6 stitches, wasn't too bad. Come on mate, harden up a bit. When I came back 2 days later, all of my hard drives with recording projects and song ideas were on the driveways in many pieces. Next to a pile of burnt ashes that were my songwriting books and a box of photos and memorabilia. Pretty much everything from age 18 to 26 of my musical career was gone. He beat me and tried to kill me, so I moved out in another city. Didn't press charges because of the shame and my weak mental health at the time. He stalked me and tried to connect again. I just disappeared. I know this time was the last time. 4 years and counting now. I knew he was the person I wanted to build my life with. The one, as they call it. He didn't seem to feel the same way about me at the time. So I released him and myself from the torment, and while he seemed relieved, I mourned the loss and accepted the pain. I moved forward in my life, meeting my husband and having a family. This was 12 years ago. My ex has been in multiple relationships since then. He called me before my wedding to tell me that he still loves me. Has never loved anyone like he loved me, and that losing me was the biggest mistake of his life. It just makes me sad. I wish he had been able to recognize what he had when he had it. I was tired of being told that everything bad in our lives was all my fault. She started beat one of my friends while I was at work. I worked 2 full-time jobs to put her through college and pay the bills. Her last year of college she decided she wanted to be faithful after who knows how long. She tried to break it off with my friend and he got mad. That led to my phone blowing up, while I was at my second job, with photos of things I didn't care to see. She actually had the audacity to say I worked too much and never gave her attention. That's what led to the whole thing. Yes, it's my fault. I was a diesel mechanic by day and a press operator at night. I loved working 90 hours a week to pay for a teaching degree and put a roof over your head since I was never there. That isn't the bad part though. It was that I was the only one who didn't know. Everyone in our circle of friends knew it was going on. Even her family knew it was going on. And no one said beep to me. I thought I was tight with her dad and brothers. We hunted. I fixed all their vehicles when they broke. Worked with her brother, etc. That beep worse than the actual cheating because it's like every day. You find out someone you trusted cannot be trusted anymore. Then eventually it's just you and the dog and you're extremely bitter and beep all the time. Ended up quitting my jobs. Living in the back of my truck with the dog for a while, just traveling and in general beep off. Then moving back home and going through my old high school flame and I hooked back up. Got engaged, bought a house, and I'm over 6 years sober, so things ain't so bad now. Never really trusted him. He never made me feel secure in the relationship. He was cheating. When I realized that the sound of the garage door opening, meaning that she was home from work, was causing a flight response. It unlocked all the red flags I missed and I realized that I had been emotionally and financially abused. I knew I needed to leave. But it was when she told a pretty big lie about money and I caught her in her lie, so she tried to backtrack and cover up her lie when I knew for sure I definitely needed to leave. But here's the thing, I didn't break up with her. I just moved out. I had full intentions on remaining girlfriends, thinking that she would be willing to treat me better and fix our relationship. She came over to my house a week after I moved out and broke up with me, saying, I just don't want to put in the effort to date you anymore. I don't even want to put in the effort to text you. I feel nothing towards you. She chose a very interesting time to break up. It was a few days before Valentine's Day, on the anniversary of her family member's death. I wonder if that was on purpose or purely coincidental. It ended amicably. She even came over the next weekend to watch a movie with me. But when I asked for my stuff back, oh boy, she turned into a rage monster. She turned her entire family and friends against me. They all think I abused her. I have come to learn that I was dealing with a covert narcissist. Thanks for watching. This has been an AutoGenLabs production. That means that this video was created by a robot out of content on Reddit. We show all account names and list them in the description to credit the Redditor community that makes our work possible. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. We post new videos every day. If you have any suggestions for videos you would like to see, please leave a comment. Our human department for public relations reads all of them, or won't be let out of their cages again. Goodbye.